Delicious. Welcome back, guys. It's your boy Gibbs. I'm talking today about reasons why you should stay natty. It's really not that bad. It's not. I'm gonna give you these points. Hopefully you can give it a little bit of thought before you do it. Hopefully. I started lifting when I was 18 years old, freshman year of college. That means hold on, I'm not very good at math. 14 years of lifting, 14 years of being natty. And it's really not that bad. Number one, it's chill AF. So I got this cool picture of Gorlock, Neon, and I don't know who that other guy is. But the point is, in the picture, they're chilling. Think about this. You wake up, you take a piss, you bait, maybe. You go to the gym, maybe you get some food beforehand, you stretch, you train hard, you come back, you eat some more food, you relax, and then at some point in the day, you go to bed. So rinse and repeat that for multiple years, with maybe, hopefully not a lot of injury in between. But essentially, that's your game plan. That's all you gotta do. It's pretty simple. You change up some exercises, you do some progressive overload, you bulk a little bit, you cut a little bit here and there, but it's pretty straightforward. It's just consistency. When you get on gear and PEDs and whatnot, you gotta track so many things like your calories, you gotta get your blood work done constantly, you gotta go to the doctor more often. Do you really wanna go to the doctor? I don't wanna go to the doctor. You're putting stuff that it shouldn't be there. So you gotta do a lot of minuscule things just to make sure that everything goes into place so you don't die. You might not get, of course, as large as you would when you're on drugs or some steroids with some good old gear. But, oh man, your worries are down here. That cortisol, real low. You can worry about other stuff too, because think about this. There's more to life than just being really jacked. I know, it's crazy to think about. And you can still be jacked even when you are natty. That's the crazy part. It just might not be as jacked as you had imagined in your mind, but it's still pretty good. This is gonna be our first entry into the S tier. Yeah, reason number two, you stay hard. We got a picture of Vince McMahon, that little meme that's really cool. It's funny. Another thing that I feel like people don't talk about quite as much, your wee-wee. That's gonna go, it's not always, right? But it will increase the chance of that happening, especially if you have a predisposition to that already in your family. You might not even know that you're predisposed to it, especially if you young folks out there that are dabbling, little peptide pals, little SARM goblins. I know people age 19, 20, 21, 22 that dabbled with SARMs and stuff before. And I remember they told me one day, they were like, Gerard, my dick ain't working right now. I'm like, really? Really? They're like, yeah. But I hit 600. I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty sick though. That's pretty sick. So pros and cons, it depends on what's more important to you. Do you want to be hard on the barbell? Or you want to be hard in bed? I want to wake up every morning with a girthy titanium steel rod. Once it hits you, you might regret it. So staying hard. This is also going to be an S tier. That was not a hard decision to make. For reason number three, live longer. We got a picture of Freerin there, a little meme. If you've not watched that anime, she's an elf. Elves live a long time, if you didn't know. A lot of times people that are considering gear, PEDs, whatever, tend to be on the younger side. I've talked to kids as young as 15, 16 that are like, Gibbs, man, I gotta get on RPB, BPC, CBD, WWE. And I'm like, hold your horses, buddy. Chill. Longevity is something that doesn't really hit us until I'd say mid-20s to later. I'm 32. When I was 18, for some reason I was thinking properly, or maybe I was just lazy in my mind. I was like, I'm just gonna lift. I don't want to stab myself. I hate needles. I also thought about it too. I was like, hey, living for a good amount of time is kind of fun. It's a 50-50, right? You get those people that say fuck it. I'm gonna get on all this. I'm gonna be the IFBB pro. I'm gonna be the best bodybuilder ever. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if I die. If that's your goal, if that's truly what your heart is telling you, then go for it, man. But for a lot of people out there, fitness and lifting and the gym stuff, you wanna do it to live longer, to feel better, not to lessen it. If you didn't already know, a lot of people kind of relatively early. Not everybody, and sometimes that gear can affect you, and you're playing the gamble. We're all trying to be here for a good time and a long time. Why not do both? And for that, I'm gonna be putting Live Longer, our first entry, into the A tier. Yeah, that's where she's going. All right, we're moving on to reason number 4. Reason number 4 is gonna be more attractive. Look at that picture of Mr. Henry Cavill looking very manly and thick, and also, from what I know, Natty. I know there's a lot of people out there that started fitness and gymming and lifting just like me. For one of the reasons is to look better. You know, you want to get girls or guys or whatever you like. And improving ourselves physically tends to be one of the best, if not the best method in order to do that. Getting on PEDs, you're going... There's probably some girls out there that would literally deny you because your arms are not 20 inches. Not a lot. Definitely not a lot, but they're probably it. But I'll tell you, for the vast majority, most people don't care. The amount of jacked that you need to be for a girl to like you, most guys think it's up here, but in reality, it's closer to here. But they just want a little bit of muscle, a little bit of tone, aka just being lean, and that's about it. Honestly, being funnier and cool is a lot better than just being super mega jacked. Guys will get more jacked so they can impress other guys. If that matters to you, then yeah, feel free to go in gear. But I think for the vast majority of people, if you care about aesthetics and the opposite gender of whatever liking you, you're not gonna really need this. I'm gonna put this first entry into B tier because it's not like the most important thing, but it's a part of the game, so we gotta go over it. Going to reason number 5. Reason number 5, less eating. And we got a funny picture of Luffy fully thicked out. So this one, I don't think people talk about this quite as much. If you think about this, you get on gear, you're lifting really hard, you're growing so much more new tissue, your metabolism is spiking up, all of these things are, you're running at 100%, you're gonna be needing to fuel yourself even more than you would, especially as a natty training to a high intensity. A lot of people don't talk about that. I don't know about you guys, but like eating 2-3 relatively big meals a day, plus like a protein shake and like Greek yogurt and other healthy foods is a pain in the ass. And I do enjoy eating, especially desserts and things like that. But like, if I could, I'd rather just eat like once or twice a day and then just be Gucci. I don't think people think about when they hop on, because it's like, you're gonna have to, you wanna take advantage of all that gear you're using. You're gonna have to just, I think a lot of you guys might actually like that, to be honest with you. I live in America. A lot of people like to eat food here. So it might not actually be a big deal, but it's just something that for people that have like a normal appetite like me, I might be on like the middle to lower end. It's not something that's really ideal, but for you eaters out there, you foodies and stuff, you might actually like it. Me personally, I would have this at S tier because I don't want to just eat around all day. You guys like cookbooks, all that shit. I think this is actually way, way lower, but for me personally, be an S. But this is gonna be our first entry into the D category because I don't think it's gonna be a big deal for a lot of you guys out there. Y'all big backs and stuff. Reason number 6, it's gonna be a personal one for me. Reason number 6, no penetration or pills, at least gear-wise. We got this picture of Jack Hanma from Bucky injecting himself in the neck. Yeah, this one is a personal for me. I'm one of those people, I really don't like needles. I don't like needles. Pills I can do, that's not that hard. I can chug down like 50 pills in a day if I really needed to. I don't have to, but the penetration of a needle and just like that prick and then like the blood, your blood just like releasing from your body. It just never sat right with me. I don't know. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask to be born this way. Yeah, I don't like needles. I know there's a lot of people there that don't care, you know, especially people that have done like peptides or people that actually have like diabetes and things like that, that literally you have to inject yourselves all the time. It's not a big deal for you guys, but for me it is. This one's pretty simple just because I would not want to just pin myself with a needle once or twice a week all the time just to be jacked. That's a personal preference. I know some of you guys might not care. It doesn't sound appetizing, but hey, feel like a little bit of pain? It's not that bad. So for that, this is gonna be going first entry into the C tier. Some people don't care about needles at all. I don't know how. Good for you. Me? Nah, I'm good. Finally, for reason number 7, and arguably the most important one, reason number 7, saving money. And we got Mr. Krabs there. Some people that have a lot of money It's not a big deal. You're not even gonna think about it. But for us normal people, right, it's cost. It's an ongoing cost. It's compounding. It continues on. That's one of the things that, gets also, I feel like, just glanced over a little bit, because you get like caught up in the highs. You get yoked, this and that, your lifts go up, but then it's like, what about that? What about your wallet? You get on it once, you might start off with a small stack, you might get some gains, maybe you'll get a lot. What's usually gonna happen after that? Are you just gonna stop? Or are you just gonna keep cruising? A lot of times people want more. When you get a positive reaction, you tend to want more of it. Man, it's gonna add up fast. I've asked some people before about how much their stack costs, and depending on what you're taking, yeah, it could be up to like sometimes even $2,000 a month. I'm sure there's people that are spending more than that's. Like a lot, dude. You can spend that on food. You can go get some sushi. I'm a car guy. You can get car parts. You could get movie tickets to watch movies in like 4D. You can do a bunch of really cool like non-gear related stuff with the amount of money that you could spend on. Because especially in our economy right now, things are kind of rough. And can you imagine getting on a bunch of gear and getting jacked, and then like going more and more over time, and then one day you're just like, well, I can't sustain this anymore. I gotta like stop doing it because it's costing me. And then you stop, and then what happens? And then you deflate, and then your gains just go. This is obviously all completely irrelevant if you're super rich, but life just isn't like that for everybody. Really just sink it into your head, okay? It's a big investment. I'm gonna put this, ST. There's some really good reasons on why you should stay Natty. All right, that's gonna complete the list. Agree with me, disagree with me. It doesn't really matter because it's my opinion, but I'm just giving you a little food for thought in your little brains, okay? Peace.